I travelled to Mongolia from Beijing via the Trans-Mongolia train. The journey took 30 hours, crossing beautiful and contrasting landscapes. With travel at our fingertips with a simple search from Skyscanner, we perhaps take for granted the freedom in which we live in. We have created in reality a truly small world. I wanted to find somewhere that retains ancient traditions, where travel is not a common thing. Once one of the greatest empires led by Genghis Khan on the premise of uniting clans, this landlocked country has largely been forgotten about. Mongolia.
When you and see and touch the dust of the Soyuz horses, it will be bring you luck.
I wanted to go on a cultural exploration, and I found something rather unique, the Nadam Festival. The Nadam unites Mongolia in various provinces. It celebrates traditional food, the strongest men, the sharpest archers and the fastest horses. Like nothing else I've experienced before, I was lucky enough to see it for myself. I travelled with a guide called Jessica, who is extremely proud of her heritage.
I'm Mongolian and I start proud of being all the time about my Mongolian, and my blood comes up and I hear the music in my heart.
Nadam, literally meaning three manly sports, includes wrestling, archery and horse racing. An incredibly unusual country, Mongolia seems to share a wealth of rich culture and lifestyle dating back to ancient times. I was excited to explore the way in which the nomads live and what the Nadam means to the people of Mongolia and its capital, Ulaanbaatar.
Tourists come here to the Natalie festival, and 500,000 Mongolians go around here.
I travelled to Ulaanbaatar to see the opening ceremony of the Nadam festival. It is the biggest and most celebrated Nadam in Mongolia. I wanted to get a sense of the traditions in which Mongols still practice today. In a stadium packed full of people and the hot sun shining down, there was an incredible atmosphere. Mongols say that if it rains during the festival, it means that the gods like it, therefore bringing luck. And funnily enough, during the 1 hour ceremony, it rained. Wrestling is arguably one of the most important of the three manly sports and a huge part of Mongolian culture, which has barely changed since ancient times. Genghis Khan believed that it kept his soldiers in great physical shape and ready for combat. The idea of wrestling is to get the opponent to touch the ground with the knee, back or elbow. Before and after each match, the wrestlers perform a traditional eagle dance based on the flight of the mythical Garuda bird. This symbolises power, bravery, grace and invincibility. The dance is an integral and indispensable aspect of the wrestling tradition. Victorious wrestlers dance around the 9 white flags, which are truly respected and extremely symbolic to Mongolians.
Since the Genghis Khan, those 9 white flags are our symbol also. Those all things are made by white horses here, and yes, it's a very respectful thing for us. It's only located in the middle of our parliament house also too. We move into this place during the Nadam, and now after the Nadam festival, we move into back the parliament house hour.
It was incredible to witness these many unchanged traditions of Mongolia in 2014. I was inspired by how everything that they do is meaningful and dates back for centuries.
women present something like bowing and praying for the god, or just milking a cow or riding a horse. Like all women have own special to us. Also greeting to the sun like this, like here, and greeting each other like this. Every moment have own special meanings. Yeah.
The armies of Genghis Khan were famous for their skill as archers. I was really sad to hear that not many Mongolians learn archery anymore. Some countryside nadams don't even include it. Horse racing is hugely popular and prestigious, and there are more horses in Mongolia than people. Unlike Western racing, where races are usually around 2 kilometres, Mongolian horse racing is more of a cross-country event, covering a remarkable 10 to 30 kilometres. Children from ages 5 to 13 are chosen as jockeys due to their light weight. Some even race without saddles. I asked a 10-year-old boy why he likes racing.
Ийхот гэдэг би 10 настай. Хурдан мөрөн нөх маш гоё байдаг учраас би мөрөн хийг хүсэж байна. Хэдэн нас онох юм энэ жил? Би энэ жил аймгийн наадмаар ганц нас, улсын наадмаар 2 нас оноо.
I spoke to Amara, a Mongolian horse trekking owner. I asked him if he thinks the Nadam festivals are important for Mongolian culture.
Yes, I do feel that proud to be Mongolian and to see the culture, how strong the culture is, and how important it is, and how people are keeping it. And I'm proud of the festival. The Mongolians, they are happy to show the culture and invite the people in the festival.
Trekking from our base camp, I asked an Australian couple what they expected the Nadam to be like.
So far, Mongolia has been very different to what I expected. I don't know what I did expect, so I don't know. I think going in with an open mind. I think it'll be cool, be different. I don't think it'll be anything we've ever seen before.
After the Nadam in Ulaanbaatar, I decided to travel to a countryside Nadam to have a more intimate viewpoint so that I could get a greater understanding of nomadic life. At the countryside Nadam festival, a row of gur or yurts, which are traditional nomadic homes, were a hive of activity for cooking and food preparation. One of the most traditional Mongolian dishes is called a horseshoe. It is a dough casing filled with meat, which is then fried. The dough is kneaded and rolled into very thin circular shapes before being filled with the meat. The meat, usually mutton or beef, is infused with garlic and onion. The horseshoe is then folded and cut into a semicircle, ready for cooking. Once the horseshoe is made, it is placed into a pan of boiling hot oil and fried for around 2 to 3 minutes, and then it is ready to eat. At the Nadam, the horses are put into bags and placed into a container to keep warm, so that fellow Mongolians can purchase them throughout the day. Although inexpensive at around 30 pence a piece, the sale of the food helps to cover the cost of the meat and the ingredients. The women work tirelessly in these hot gurs, making dozens of horseshoes a day. Having developed a taste for Mongolian food, I set off to go and stay with a Mongolian family in a traditional gur. My means of transport was rather good fun. Nomadic Mongolians need to be self-sustainable. Each family is allowed up to a total of 75 animals, which they produce and sell for meat as well as consuming for themselves. This is amazing. Jess, just tell me the process, what they do.
They're taking a skin, just putting the skin from the sheep.
So how do they kill the sheep?
You should cut in the middle, and you have to find the main vessel of this animal. You should feel it. If you can't, this animal couldn't die.
Okay, so you find the main vessel and then you cut through that.
Yes.
And then you wait for it to die and then take the skin.
And put into stomach your hand.
You put your hand into the stomach.
Yes, and just that's it.
Like that?
Yes, but by us find it and make it.
And cut it?
Yes, but the woman never can kill the animal. Never, ever.
Only men?
Only men, yes.
How long does it take for it to die?
only 2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes.
Yes.
Does he have to snap its legs so he can get the skin off?
Yes.
What's the skin used for?
Something leather. Yes. Use make a leather or something else for. Sometimes we use in clothes.
Yeah.
It's very warm and very strong.
And obviously the children have grown up seeing this, haven't they? So the children know, and then hopefully the young boy, he can do it when he's older.
Yes, he can.
It's amazing to think that we in the UK have thousands of ingredients readily available at a short walk or car journey away. In Mongolia, vegetables and spices are extremely limited. Food is simple and very different to that of a Western culture. I was alarmed to hear that the average Mongolian life expectancy is just 65 years of age, with many suffering from heart attacks. The Mongolian diet includes large proportions of animal fat, which is necessary for the Mongols to survive the harsh winters where temperatures drop to around -40. In summer they tend to eat sheep and goat, saving the more oily meat such as horse and beef for the winter. Jess, what are you making today?
For dinner,
Yeah.
vegetable soup with our dried meat, very tiny, like powder. It becomes like a powder, and we use it, make it to the very little bag and carry it. It helps us, and just this is enough for only one meal, and so that's why you never lose your protein.
Milk, fresh from the cow, is warmed on the stove. Using a jug, it is then aerated, which creates a frothy top which sets overnight. This produces a thick cream which is eaten for breakfast on bread. The stove is also a fire which is lit at night. It was surprising how beautifully warm and comfortable the gers were. Reflecting upon my time spent with the family, I felt humbled and overwhelmed by their simplicity. These people really do use everything and live off the land, and I don't think it is kind of, oh look, come on a tour to Mongolia and live like a nomad. If you put yourself out there and immerse in their culture, you can really begin to see that these people are not greedy, they're not materialistic, they live with the land and they respect their animals, which I think is quite amazing. I was left wondering what Mongolia would be like in 30 years' time. I really hope it retains its traditions, which are very much prevalent today. Mongolia has been a truly wonderful experience for me, and one that I shall keep dearly in my heart.
Tayas,